Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the next terrifying episode of Random Rhapsodies, Sonnet of Blood. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for this Curse of Strahd playthrough. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are Brandie, Dyto, Joe, Marty, and Natalie. Say hi, everyone.
Hi,
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Marty and I, we got it.
We got it.
You got it. Now, before
Repeat
we
after
begin,
me. After me. Sorry, continue.
It's okay. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Marty?
Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D, in-depth character creator right in your web browser. That's where we built our tokens for this evening's game. You can build your own at heroforge.com.
Thank you, Marty. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring, removing the background entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as your background instead, which is what I did. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the show description. Last but not least, we have our next episode of the Fab 5 campaign happening this Monday at 7 p.m. We're getting into the end game, but not too far yet. But it's going to be an exciting time to see what the Fab Five do fighting against the cult of the dreamer underneath the humble spire. Now you can keep up to date on everything we do here on Random Rhapsody by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_rhapsody. And that's going to do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the land of Barovia and continue on with the Conclave expedition as they attempt to survive a sonnet of blood. And we're back. So as you probably already know, we do our recaps in this series a little differently. Whoever volunteers to do the recap of our last session will be getting the Random Rhapsody coin, which they can redeem during the session for one free Nat 20. Which means that, if I'm doing the recap, I'm going to be getting the coin as well. And you know I'm going to use it. So let's see who's going to be going.
That would be me this evening.
Okay. Well, Urzak, tell us what happened last time on Sonnet of Blood.
Last time on Sonnet of Blood, we spent the night in Ireena and Ismark's home, and in the wee hours of the morning, Ireena was attempted to be kidnapped by a creature of some sort. I think it was a vampire. And we successfully rescued her, but Strahd showed up and made us all feel bad about ourselves. And I'm scared.
I suppose so, yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, well, there you go. There's the Random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget, you gotta use it this session. Well, expedition members. Let's get some music going on here first. Now, you are all standing in the bedroom of Ireena Kolyanovich, and most of you are still probably visibly shaken by the encounter with the two vampires a little bit ago. You've all just heard Strahd's proclamation in the sky to the people of the village. Deliver Ireena to Castle Ravenloft by sundown, or suffer the consequences. There's also the threat of further discussion on the subject of Davos, the child you had all rescued from the baker woman, Mrs. Morgan. The same child who is currently standing outside the room in the hallway, just absolutely staring wide-eyed at the window where you're all crowded around currently. The child's face is white as a sheet, and his eyes are wide as saucers, and those lips are trembling in pure terror. Now, the moment his presence is noticed, Ireena will get up from where she's been seated over in the corner and rush over to the child to comfort him. She's been sitting in that chair, holding her neck ever since Cog gave her that glass of grappa, or the pewter mug, of grappa. But as she crossed the room, it's impossible for any of you not to notice the crimson stain on the side of her neck once her hand is removed. Blood. Davos notices this too as Ireena embraces him, and he screeches in panic. You've been beaten! You're going to turn into a monster and drink all my blood! And the child begins to fight and squirm away from her grasp with such ferocity that Ireena is knocked back on her rear with a thud. Once free, the child starts screaming again and turns to run back into the bedroom that he and Cog had shared together. And you all hear the door slam in the background beyond. Now, this sudden shock of noise and clamor is enough to bring you all to your senses and back into the moment once again. So, expedition members, what are you going to do?
Oh God, I'm sorry.
No, he's just. So that happened.
I don't think I'm quite sure exactly what happened.
Well, not good things. Lecherous. He called me lecherous. What?
At least he didn't say you stink.
You know what? I would take that.
I kind of sniff myself. I don't think I stink.
I can't smell you, dear. It's all right. I'll go check on the boy. Try and explain to him that nobody wants to drink underage blood. I mean, come on, it's gross at that age.
Come on, man.
Don't vampires have rules about turning children anyways?
I do they? I don't know. That's a good idea.
Are vampires, like, would we know about vampires?
Well, I suppose anybody here who has some proficiency in history or perhaps Arcana would be able to roll to see what you know about vampires.
How about both?
Either or.
Ooh, I have proficiency in history for some reason.
gonna cast
Would,
guidance on myself.
Ooh.
Being a studious, library boy, would Cog be able to get advantage on such a role?
No.
I too went to school, Cog.
Yeah. He's been in a library for 80 years. So look at that. This is 9. He's too worried about the boy trying to come up with a good lie about vampires don't want
I got
sub
an
18-year-old blood.
Okay. Well,
22.
Urzak, with your 18, Delphine with your 22 after guiding yourself. You know that on Laropa itself, vampires, they do tend to have a few rules about themselves. There's nothing about not feeding on children. That's actually I think that's started with Anne Rice or something like that. But anyway,
I know it was a Twilight thing.
maybe, I don't know. But nothing in the vampire lore that you've researched while at the Institute Arcanum or studying at the Church of the Five. You do know that there are certain things that a vampire can and cannot do. They can't enter a residence uninvited. They can't be submerged in water without it killing them. They have they can't be in sunlight. Sunlight burns them. Radiant damage tends to hurt them a little bit more than normal. You know that they are relatively immortal. As long as they're feeding and not being killed, they can live forever. And the older they get, the more powerful they get.
Wonderful.
I relay all of that information.
I guess as Cog goes by to go check on the boy, he would stop. I guess, is she like on her knees, or is she...
She, as you go past her, like, she got knocked on her butt, and so she's, like, in the process of trying to stand up once again, like, looking... She definitely looks panicked. Like, the reaction that the kid had surprised her at first, but then there's also that little bit of understanding in her eyes. So she's touching her neck once again and looking down at the blood that's staining her fingers.
I think he'd go to like grab her hand and help her up, and he would toss just a level 1 cure wounds into her just to close. Hopefully it would close the holes. I guess if you did, was it the female vampire? Because I don't think Strahd got close enough to her to do that.
You never once saw Strahd approach her, no.
Yeah, so I guess did the other one like go in for a taste since somebody had already done it before? I guess maybe we didn't see that. But he would at least do that, and he just look at it, he goes, "It's all right, dear. I'll talk to the boy. We're gonna do everything we can so you don't become what he fears."
Go ahead and roll your cure wounds.
There it is. And that's also, since it's, I gotta see what my little weird thing is. My Disciple of Life, it's whenever I use a spell of first level or higher, it's 2 plus the spell's level, so she gets, that's really 11.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
She didn't lose a lot of hit points, but she had lost some, and as you cast your spell, you do watch as the wounds begin to cover over and close up once again, leaving just that same scar. The 2 puncture wound scar. She kind of touches...
He might even pull her in real close and be like, "If we can't stop it, do you want us to take care of it?" And he's gonna look, he's very serious, look at her in the eyes. He goes, "Do you want us to solve it permanently if we can't reverse it?"
She's looking kind of confused at... What?
"I'm trying to be as sweet as I can, dear."
So I will...
Can't.
Go ahead.
So he's like, if we can't prevent your turning, do you want us to help you pass along to the next world? Or
Now,
do you wish to stay in that form?
so Delphine, you would know this with that 22 Arcana that you had rolled. Being bitten by a vampire doesn't necessarily turn someone into a vampire. It's not a virus that's transmitted through bites.
This is so
This is the way it works, as far as you know. That somebody once drained of blood completely, they are then put into the ground along with the individual who drained them after putting some of their blood into them. The process then takes a full night's sleep, but once the next night begins, the person has transformed then into a vampire. So it's not blade.
We don't have to scare the poor woman. There are more steps than just being bitten.
But you just saw the man that bit her. I'm only trying to be a realist. If that happens to me, my head comes off immediately and he's looking right at Urzak. I am holding you responsible. You kill me if I turn.
Of course.
It's like, I am just being a realist. I don't think anybody wishes to live a life like that. And that man is very, very powerful. It's going to take a lot to stop him.
Yes.
Maybe much more
but
than
there is
we
also
have.
a process to a vampire turning. That is more than just
understand
fighting.
that. But if we can't stop him, I'm just being a realist. I am not trying to be rude, my dear. I am just being a realist.
Since you're so close to her and you just healed her, go ahead and give me a medicine check, looking at those puncture wounds.
Ooh, I guess he would, since I forget I have guidance too. He kind of like check it up and, rub his hands together. So 22.
Now, here's the very interesting thing that you see with that 22 as you're looking at her neck. There is only one set of puncture scars. One single set. And you're measuring it, like, kind of look there, and you kind of look closer at it and put your fingers kind of measuring that. The 2 points of the punctures are relatively close together. Judging based on the size of Strahd that you saw him, he's a big dude. He's like, how big are you, Urzak? You're 6'1", 6'2"?
I have that. I don't have that written
It's
down
on your
somewhere.
bio page. At the top.
Oh, is it?
If you filled that out.
Yeah, like mine's 100. Well, he's 3'2". Cock. Yeah, if you
I don't
put
think I
extra
ever
core
actually
at the top.
said.
Oh.
Well, say so,
outright.
real
I was
quick.
gonna say 6'3", 6'4", probably. No, it's on here. It's 6'6".
6'6". Okay. So you are basically about 3 inches shorter than Strahd. He's a tall man.
Yeah.
And Corwan, you can see that you saw that as well, and you have a much different perspective on height than Urzak does, but the head on Strahd, that's not nearly the length that you would estimate puncture wounds would be in a jaw of that size. Like, you've been assuming this entire time it must be Strahd that bit her, but judging based on the size of the marks, you're fairly certain his mouth would not have made that mark.
You know what? Is that the first time you've ever seen him? Like, in person? I mean, I know it maybe the brain gets a little foggy when he's around, but
I've never seen that man before in my life, other than on our money. She pulls out a coin
Oh,
And
well, I bet he's on it.
but
You know,
no, and every time my brother said that that something happened to me, I remember dreaming of these soft eyes, these feminine eyes that showed anger, and I almost
could
would say the resentment in my dreams.
well, what about that was a female that bit? It was in here, tried to grab you. I didn't get a look at her eyes, but would she fit that description?
My brain is so foggy. The first time I saw her that I can remember is coming out of the bathroom and seeing her on the floor there and seeing the devil in my room.
Is there any history of Strahd having a concubine, mistress, female sister, family, sisters, anything like that?
Ismark is gonna kind of make a history check real quick. Ismark is kind of sitting there thinking to himself, trying to remember, and he says, there are, of course, stories of people being taken by Strahd and turned into monsters as well. Men and women both. My father had never mentioned to me having wives, except for one time. He once said that my great-grandfather told him that for a time, Strahd married a woman from a village and walked the land as a man.
Maybe that was before he turned. We clearly need to know more about this man. Any kind of information we could find would be great. Maybe this Abbey, maybe they've got something on him we can understand.
They say that the Abbey is the oldest structure in Barovia.
Well, that's good. I mean, clearly this place had to. I mean, this didn't just all of a sudden just happen, and he's the leader. I mean, there had to be a time before Strahd, right? So hopefully we can find some information there.
Yeah, Ismark kind of shrugs and he says, "I've never known anyone to speak of a time before Strahd. He is always ruled over these lands. As far as
I mean, it could just be that things have just been so rough and horrible that nobody can recall a clearer, happier time.
I mean, he is a vampire. Who knows how old he actually is?
I mean, even back where we're from, there was a time before our current world took form. Dark times where, beasts ruled the land. I mean, like I said, there's always a before. So we need to find out how he became what he is. Maybe that can help us deal with him.
The Vistani might know.
Yeah. I suppose we do have to go find this Madame Ava.
Perhaps there's a library somewhere that would have tomes on the past.
Say the
You're
magic
low,
word.
Brandie.
His ears perk up. Library? What?
I like a good library.
Well, maybe we could find one at this abbey. He goes, but again, dear, I'm not trying to be rude. I just know how I would like to be taken care of. It's completely up to you. And he's just kind of pat her hand, and then he's going to go try and comfort the boy.
She does reply to you that if I ever were to turn into a vampire, I would expect somebody to cut my head off.
I'm pretty low to the ground, so we're going to leave that with Big Green, okay? That's two
Danica.
on you, buddy.
I don't like this weird executioner role you're throwing at me.
Woo! Danica lets out like a deep breath, like finally like processing everything. She's like, that was something. She gives Ishmark like a little pat. She's like, that was real something. She's gonna turn to everybody. I'm more worried about his imminent threat. I think we should really get out of here as soon as possible. I think, Ishmark, you should take your sister, get everything you guys need to go, and we need to get out of here ASAP.
I agree. It's about to be bad fast.
Yeah, we're gonna have people on our tail. I don't know if they have a way to track her or...
And do we have it? Is there any, like, to Ishmark, is there any paths out of town that are more secretive than others? Any sort of way we can go to kind of avoid the masses of Barovia?
If you head south from the mansion here, we are at the edge of the most southern part of the town. If you cut south from the mansion here, you should be able to have a clear run to the road to the west. Most of what is south of here is grasslands and things of that until you get to the Twillis River, and there is a bridge that you must cross unless you plan on fording the river. But it is open. Unfortunately, there is no forest or anything south of us or around the road.
Okay. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna go join Cog. But get ready. We really got to move out soon.
Ismark says, "Yes, you are absolutely right. We must. Ireena, get dressed. Get your things. I will do the same. We must hurry." Ireena, she's still in her nightgown. Kind of looks to all of the men currently standing in her room and is like, "Yes, of course. Excuse me, please, everybody."
Oh, yeah, right. I just kind of awkwardly walk out.
Does she leave by herself?
What's that?
Does she leave by herself? Because I feel like Ireena shouldn't be alone right now. I think some female maybe should go with her.
All right, I'll keep an eye on Ireena.
Okay. Well, as the rest of you are gathering up your things, Danica or Delphine, you close the door and allow Ireena to get dressed. Ismark makes his way over to his room as well, and as you're all passing his room, you can see him like pulling on a shirt of chainmail and getting himself ready to go. Cog, you're gonna go look for Davos.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I guess, I mean, we kind of hear about whereabouts the door that he slammed? I mean, do we know what direction he went?
Yeah, he went to... He slammed it, the door at down at the end of the hall.
Okay, the one that he and I stayed in, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he'd come in. I mean, is the door locked? Is it able to be opened, or...?
There was a lock on the door, and as you walk over and jiggle the handle, it is locked.
Alright. God, I gotta say this out loud now. Hey, buddy, it's Cog. I know you're scared. I trust me. I'm 112, and I peed my pants a little back there. It's okay. I promise Ireena's not going to hurt you. She's not a monster yet. There's a lot of other things that have to happen for that to come about. And besides, I've read up on vampires. They don't want young blood. Apparently it's something like, it's like a fine wine. At least be aged 18 to 20. I mean, kind of gives a little more kick. They don't. If he drank yours, it wouldn't be any good. So don't worry. I promise, no one's gonna hurt you.
Make a deception check.
But he's somewhat being truthful.
But he's not.
Ooh.
He ain't gonna buy that.
No, he's.
You don't know. Maybe
Well, if
maybe
it
his
can, come
insight's
on.
bad.
I wanted to follow Cog, so can I just like be kind of listening and just hanging out?
Yeah, absolutely, you can, Delphine. Danica. God,
Thank you.
I should not have allowed both of you to have D names.
Note for self: don't allow that in the future.
Yeah. It's okay. Anyway, Danica,
Is
what do you
One
say
of you
to?
gotta die. That's it.
Yeah, when he just has to die. But Danica, what do you say to encourage Davos?
Danica rolls her eyes and she starts to lockpick the door.
Okay, make a lockpicking check.
While she's doing that, Cash will be like, "Oh my lord!"
Okay, lockpicking check. What do I have to do for that one?
Slide a hand check.
Sleight of hand.
You'd be like, "Real quick, buddy."
I got a 12.
I guess he, you know what? Cog would guide her. He'd be like, "You got this. Come on."
Okay, yeah,
You
guide
can
me.
get out there.
Guide me. Is that a 1d4?
Add a D4.
1d.
And he'd just be like, I do have some questions about the contract your parents signed with that cake woman.
I got a
You
14.
could help me with that."
Yeah, your 14 is enough. It's not a complicated lock. You just put your picks in, tick, tick, click, and the doors open. You both glance around the room looking, and at first you don't see the kid, but then you notice underneath the bed, there he is hiding there, kind of his eyes peeking out just a little bit.
Hi, buddy. I'm gonna do my best to make sure nothing happens to you. Okay, she's not gonna hurt you. I promise. She's not a monster yet.
But
The thing
she
we
will
kinda-
be. Mommy always
Well-
said that the devil bites people and they turn into monsters.
Well, we've determined the devil didn't bite her. Someone else did. So we don't know if that changes things, but we can. You know why those other people turned into monsters? Because they didn't have people like us and like you to help them. No one was around to help them get by and get through that bite.
Go ahead.
Because so many people here have been so afraid for so long that nobody wants to fight back.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I was very good and manipulative at the same time.
Yep.
Hey, I've got children. I mean,
Hmm.
oh my
What
god!
the hell?
I rolled a 2 and I rolled a 1.
I gave you advantage in
And then I rolled 2
everything.
1s.
And he
Yes.
cries out, "No, I can. She's going to eat me. She's going to eat me. I got to stay here and hide."
Danica's gonna go a little bit closer. Cog, I'm gonna help you out, okay?
Yeah, please. I don't have a lot of experience with children.
Danica's gonna sit on the edge of the bed. Is he like under the bed, like in the
Yeah,
far back?
he's under the bed in the far back.
She's gonna sit on the bed. She's gonna kind of follow Cog's lead. She's like, "Hey, buddy. It was scary back there. I was scared. Yeah, I almost shit my pants, but it's just the way I smell right now.
It smells like you did.
Yeah."
Yeah, that's another story for another day, buddy.
But really, no, that was scary. That was scary for all of us. But we're here. We're gonna be kind of working as a team. We're gonna do our best to protect her, and we're gonna help her to kind of get through this, and we'll protect you too. But we want you to be here in our group if you want, because we always want to give you that option. But It's gonna be okay. We all made it through there. Nobody died. So baby steps, right? Danica works with children, but terrible at it.
Go ahead and get one more persuasion check. No advantage. The DC is a little higher this time because of that absolute failure on Cog's part.
Fuck.
Is he wrong? I mean,
Hey.
I have a 21.
With your 21, finally, the poor child comes crawling out from underneath the bed, and he says, "You will protect me from her?"
We're gonna sure do our best. There's no way we would want you to get hurt. We're gonna do our best to protect you and protect everybody here in our party.
He just kind of hugs your legs really, really tight.
She's gonna pat his head. Oh, you don't want to be too close to those boots.
Oh, they are very stinky. He kind of backs up a little bit.
Yeah, poor choices, buddy. Let's just say poor choices.
Poor choices.
One thing, all right, I will ask, do you know how much your parents owed that baker woman?
You did ask him this once before. Unfortunately, he has no clue.
He doesn't know.
He's a child. He's like 5.
All right. Because apparently, contracts are very big here. So we're gonna buy out what your parents owed her. Because unfortunately, your parents, they're not bad people. They're just in a bad situation. And since we took you from her, I guess we've broken some kind of a rule. But we're not going to let anything happen to you. We're going to take care of that. I'm going to pay off their debt. And we're going to figure out a way to get you clear of this so you don't have to. You can stay at the Abbey and live out your time there. Okay, buddy?
He nods a little bit. He has no clue how finances work or anything like that. He's just surrounded by some adults who are being reassuring right now, so he's going to say, sure, absolutely. Oh, okay.
You know what? You can even come back to the... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, he was just saying, I will stay with you too. Just don't let her come near me.
Okay. Now Davos, we want to make sure... we're about to go on a bit of a journey, and it's going to be scary. But you're going to be here with us, and we're going to do our best to protect you. Are you okay with going with us?
I have nowhere else to go.
Okay. Well, there are going to be times where we might ask you to be quiet and kind of guide you, and just to make sure, especially if the situation is scary, and we need you to stay quiet or silent if we're sneaking. So we'll kind of guide you along the way, okay?
He nods and...
Okay. Well, this is going to be one of those times. We gotta leave here ASAP. So if you have anything you want to take, we need to start getting ready to go, okay?
I don't have anything but the clothes I was wearing yesterday.
Well, perfect. We're gonna go get you maybe some of those leftover scones, and we're gonna head out soon.
We'll find you some more clothes on the way.
He takes your hand, Danica, and is just kind of clinging to you a little bit, but on the side that the other boot is, not the stinky one.
That's how I expect it to be.
Yeah.
Would they have any, like? They probably wouldn't have clothes for any younger people here, right? So I know.
You could ask.
Okay, well, let's go find somebody.
Well, while that's going on, Vide, Urzak, what were you two up to?
You had to pair them together.
I forgot we left them alone.
Yeah, but it was perfect.
I feel like Vide would have been kind of pacing around in the hallway, kind of keeping an eye on all the doors, because Because I mean, I ain't going into the room where the women are, and I'm just kind of just making sure nobody's needing help.
Yeah, Urzak's kind of just like next to the stairwell, just leaning against the wall, waiting for everybody to be ready. I think it's just a lot of like those interactions you have with people where like neither one wants to like start the conversation, so it's just kind of like occasional like eye contact, and then just like looking away again.
Eye contact, and like, a little nod.
Love it. Love it. So while that awkwardness is going on, Delphine, you watch as Ireena undresses and puts on a much more travel-ready get-up. You know what I mean? She's wearing travel clothes. She finds herself a backpack that she had packed earlier the day before, and you also notice that she has a short sword that she pulls out from her bed, which she straps to her backpack before putting that on as well. So she's dressed much better for travel. Breeches, a loose-fitting shirt, belt, and good sturdy traveling shoes, that sort of thing. She gets a cloak and puts that over it. That is over everything as well.
I was gonna ask if you have anything to protect yourself. I'm glad you have a sword. But I personally don't want you getting that close in a fight. And out of each side of her boot is gonna pull out 2 daggers and hand them to her. Just something with a little bit of range.
Thank you, Delphine. I appreciate that. She takes them and puts them down her boots as well. And as she's doing so, she tells you, my brother used to drill me on fighting when he was young. He always wanted to... He believed that he would be a great warrior one day, and he always wanted me to train with him as well. I do know how to use this. I can throw a dagger as well. I'm not... and then she kind of gives you an up and down kind of look, like she... But I do know how to handle myself.
Good, you're gonna need to on this journey, especially with the call that just went out. People are gonna be after us as soon as we leave this place.
She nods as well, and as you say that, she walks over to the window and glances out of it. She points and looks back at you, and in the distance, down the street, I'll remind you, in Jova, the burgomaster's mansion was the southernmost building in the town, and you kind of look up that street past where Mad Mary's is towards the center of town, and you can see that there are a few people beginning to mill down the end of the street. Some of them have torches, and you can see that the numbers are growing as they are slowly starting to make their way down the road towards the mansion.
Shit. I'm gonna grab Ireena's hand. I hope you're ready. We don't have any more time to waste. And I start, dragging her out of the room. Is there a back door?
Now, as you're dragging her towards the door to open it, Ismark has also come out of his room by this point. He's wearing traveling gear. He has chainmail on him. He's carrying a long and a short sword. He also has a backpack with gear and a crossbow slung over his back. You ask Ireena if there's a back door, and she does not. You actually had gone out the back door to get the wheelbarrow earlier, and you did see where that was. So there is a back door to the place.
The town is descending. Ace-Mark, we've got to go. Right now.
They have horses at the house, or did we...
No, we would have to go get them from,
I suppose we could steal some. You know what, we could leave some gold. Or
Yeah.
anybody use stealing one thing.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can just borrow them
Yeah, but
permanently.
that's called stealing, Vide.
It's
And
called
we-
borrowing permanently.
We already got one hit out on for us for stealing.
and as I am dragging, Ireena by the hand out the door, I let people know, the town's descending, we've got to go.
Yeah,
Damn
I
it.
don't
Oh.
want to be here.
Danica, upon seeing Ireena, she's going to use her cloak of many fashions and have it match Ireena's.
Okay. Yeah, it's a simple dark blue cloak, but you can absolutely make it look like yours, or make yours look like it.
Perfect.
Does it just change your clothes, or does it change your whole look?
It just changes the cloak itself. It's just the cloak of many
Okay.
fashions. It just changes the cloak style.
How much in size-wise is Delphine and Ireena?
How tall are you?
Delphine is about 5'5".
She's a little bit taller than you, but only like maybe an inch
That's
and a
fine.
half.
That's awesome. I can work with that. Yeah, because I can go up to 1 foot shorter or taller.
How
Now
close are they to the mansion?
they were a little ways down, but not like super far away.
Oh yeah, as we're walking, mage armor.
Okay. Yeah, you absolutely can cast Mage Armor. As you're walking down the stairs, Ismark is saying, if they're starting to come toward the mansion, we must hurry. We can go out the door in the back and climb over the fence and make our way south. Hopefully, the house being empty, they'll break in first.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, as you all start making your way down the stairs, you do hear from the front door a banging sound.
Uh-oh.
We just gotta keep going.
You all,
Don't say anything. We're not home.
everyone give me a stealth check.
Oh shit.
Fucking metal monsters here.
That's a 6.
Before Danica is going to
It's trying to
Here's-
quiet his shake armor.
Danica is going to let me check something first.
I still have not let go of Ireena's hand.
Fucking shit.
Yes, we are being very quiet.
Danica's gonna cast invisibility on Ireena.
Okay. You reach out and cast invisibility on Ireena as she's making her way down the stairs. Now you're all being, or at least most of you are being fairly loud as you're making your way down. Ismark rolled an 8. Looks like,
I got a 6.
yeah, you rolled a 6. Delphine rolled a 10.
I got a 15.
Danica rolled an 8, so you're all you're booking it down the stairs. And you hear them yelling, "We can hear you in there, Ismark! Open the door and let us in! You know what we have to do!" And
Can you hear us?
they're pounding on the door once again. Ismark comes running down the stairs and stops at that first door and opens it. And he says, "Through that next door to the south, that is the way out the back. I will stall them as long as I can. Make your way south. Make your way to the camp. I will keep them out front. I will keep them talking. I will join you where I can, when I can. And Ireena comes running over to him, well, invisible, but puts her hands on his shoulders and says, "No, brother, you must come too." And he kind of pushes her invisibly away, and tells her, "No, Ireena, I can do this. I am the burgomaster now. It is my responsibility. I will join you when I can. I will come. I will just keep them occupied as long as I can. Once they enter the house, I will make my escape and join you. But you must go now. We cannot fight the whole village."
I mean, she's invisible. They won't see her. Why don't you just let her in? Or let them in? As we sneak out the back.
I will let them in eventually, but the longer you have to escape, the better.
Okay, let's go.
No time like the present. Let's get moving.
This is gonna be your best chance, Ireena. I know it's hard to do, but it's the choice that he made.
You can't see it, but she does pause for a moment
I'm kind of like
at
looking
the door.
in like not like the completely wrong direction because I did hear her speak, but just like
Yeah.
2 feet from where she's actually standing.
Yeah. She does finally say, "Very well. I will come."
Danica's gonna grab little Davos' hand and she's gonna be like, "Come on, Davos, we're gonna be leaving, so we gotta be extra quiet, okay?"
Okay, I will be as quiet as I can.
To the door.
You make your way
Is this
out.
door down here? Is this the exit we're going to down here?
Yeah, it absolutely is. You all make your way into the into that next room, open up the door, and begin filing your way out. As you do, you see that there is a man in the back area. He is just walking around the corner right now of this building down here to the south. He sees you all as he's turning, but you've caught him off guard, which means you do have a surprise round. So you don't this isn't necessarily combat. You can do whatever you want, but I do need everybody to roll for initiative.
As I get to the door, I would just quickly say, "Ireena, stay close."
I will stay close. I will follow you. She puts her hand on your shoulder that way you can at least feel where she is.
Damn, I love the nat 1.
2 nat 1s for initiative, guys. And a nat 20.
We're doing great.
Good job, Urzak.
But I'm set up going forward. I'm gonna be crit like a motherfucker here. The other way. Since I've been hitting, it's the second nat 1 I've really had.
Of course. That's how it works.
Hey, it'll come back around.
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah.
Have you
I
ever
wish I had
seen Fullmetal
thaumaturge.
Alchemist? Okay. What do we do?
Okay, well.
Does
the
anybody have
first-
thaumaturgy?
No.
No.
I think I have it. Let me look.
I was gonna say, I feel like Danica should.
I have 0 spells.
That might be one of the ones I switched out. I was able to switch mine.
Ah.
I have prestidigitation.
Is there a way to make that work?
No, I'd have to wait for a long rest. I don't think for my idea it would work because I was gonna I was just gonna vortex him, warp him into the room with Ismark and have someone use thaumaturgy to close the door.
I'll just actually close the door. We don't need magic to solve every problem.
No, I mean I was gonna throw him in the room with Ismark and close the door there. Because I'm in the door here. I could easily just close that door.
I see. Okay.
I mean, I feel like we can just talk to him. We really have nothing to hide, right?
I mean, we have a very important thing to hide.
But they can't see her.
That's true.
We can just walk out and say that she's in there with Ishmark.
You're very good at talking.
Well, we're about to find out what's going to happen because it is Danica's turn at the top of initiative. And you stepped outside just at the same time that that dude comes walking around the corner. He is a tall-ish human man. He has a light crossbow in his hand. He seems to be wearing leather. He has a big bushy beard and long hair. You kind of get the vibe of maybe like a woodsman type, that sort of thing. But he kind of jumps as he sees you all. So you have the first action. What are you doing?
Danica's gonna act like she jumps too. She's gonna be like, "Oh my, oh, sir, we didn't expect to see you back here. We're trying to leave before things get crazy. Ishmark and his sister were in there, and we're trying to get out of town. We're not part of this. We need to go."
Okay, so what are you trying to accomplish here, telling him this?
I'm trying to leave. What?
Okay, so you're not like trying. I was trying to figure out what to have you roll here.
Oh, maybe like I guess. Well, I'm thinking like.
Are you like? Are you
or deception? Persuasion or deception?
so? So is the goal here just to say, "Hey, we're trying to get out of here. Will you let me by?" Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
We have nothing to do with what's going on here. We just want to get the crap out.
Yeah, we had nothing to do with it. We just want to go.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Or actually, no, it would be deception. This would be deception. Go make a deception check.
Can it be with advantage? Because like, if as soon as I see what she's doing, I might kind of be like, yeah. Shit, we don't want anything to do with this.
Not in this circumstance, and certainly not in the middle of initiative.
It was worth a shot.
Worth a shot. Always got to try.
I got a 13. But no, don't I have 18 with this one? Because of my eloquent bard?
Yep.
Yeah, I have an 18.
No. Is
No?
that only persuasion, though?
I thought it's persuasion and deception.
Oh, well,
I
pop
think
up
it's
the
persuasion
skill.
and deception.
Look on your character or down on your stuff on the right side of your character sheet.
Persuasion or deception.
Yep, there you go.
Yep, so it would be 10 plus your ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So...
No, it didn't.
My...
It's only still a 2.
That'd be a 16.
Be 18.
Wouldn't it be 18?
18, yeah, it'd be 18. I say 18.
No, if... Why would it be
10 plus
10
modifier plus
10 plus
proficiency
modifier. What's your modifier? Your modifier is a 19, so that would make it 4. So 10 plus 4 is 14, plus your proficiency would be 2, so 16.
Oh, so you've been doing that wrong the whole time.
I guess I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
Yeah, you have.
Well, my deception, you know, my deception is lower than my persuasion.
What's your deception?
Well,
Or, I mean, you have it right.
it would. Well, wouldn't it be the roll? Make sure it's a 10 plus her deception modifier, which is a 6, because she's still rolling deception. So
Right.
it would be the deception thing of a 6 plus 2.
Yeah.
Or is that
No,
already included?
It's already included
proficiency?
in there.
And
Is it?
math,
Yeah.
Are you proficient in deception?
Yeah, I'm proficient
Yeah,
in
so
deception.
your
Well, then it
deception
includes it.
skill is a 6, so it would be 10 plus 6, which would be 16.
Yeah, if you weren't proficient, it wouldn't.
Yeah, your persuasion is an 8, so that's why you have 18, but your deception is a 6, so it would be 10.
Okay, wait, so what? It doesn't matter. What is it? Where are we at
Six.
right now?
Yeah, so you're at a 16.
Okay.
It seems surprised and kind of taken aback a little bit. It's not his turn yet, so you're going to have to wait to see what he does on his turn. But he's definitely seems caught off guard and surprised, and you're just saying, "Hey, this has nothing to do with me. I'm just piecing out." So so we will find out what he does on his turn.
Okay.
Next, Urzak.
Okay, how far away is he? 35 feet. Interesting. Can I make a quick perception check? Is there anybody else in the immediate vicinity that we can see and or hear?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. This might not go well. 13.
13. Let's see. You believe you can hear some people moving around. You cannot see anybody else with your limited vision, but you do hear the sound of crunching coming from the southwest.
Okay. I think we just gotta book it. I'm gonna take a dash. And my movement gets me, but I think this here 50 feet away is the fence, right?
Yeah, that is the fence.
Okay. I'm gonna say, we gotta go. And I'm just gonna make it to the fence line.
Okay. You go running, making it over to the fence line. It's only like a 5-foot high fence. It will take an athletics check to climb over it, but it's not a difficult climb.
Cool. I'll climb over the fence. I got an 18.
Easy enough. You're able to just kind of hop over to the other side.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
What do I see on the other side of the fence?
At the moment you jump over on the other side of the fence, you go looking around, and you can see that there are more individuals making their way around. There is another man. He's carrying a shovel in his hands. He is kind of trying to crouch as he's sneaking, but as you jump over that fence and you look around, you just immediately spot him there.
This guy?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of just look over at him, and again, there's like that second of just like awkward eye contact, just like,
Absolutely.
That's my action, and I don't have any relevant bonus actions currently. Actually, hold a moment. No, I'll save that for later. That's my turn.
Okay. Well, this is a surprise round right now, so they don't seem to be reacting too much to what's going on. You feel, Delphine, that Ireena has her hand on you and kind of moves around you through the door, and then she begins to sneak away. She is going to make a stealth check with advantage. And although you do see a little bit of dust come up from when she's moving, she makes nary a sound. Begins making her way.
Make him awake.
She gets to the fence by dashing. She has to climb over it with her athletics check. Should not have been an advantage. That is a 7. She kind of grabs onto it and starts hefting herself. But in that moment, her backpack gets snagged on a branch on the nearby bush. And the branch kind of pulls along with her as she's trying to climb over the fence. It kind of snaps, and she tumbles back and lands with a thud. The moment she does that, you see the commoner who's sneaking over the eyes like go over towards the fence. Urzak, you see that he looks towards the fence. It's dark. So he can't really see a whole hell of a lot, but he definitely heard that sound. Delphine, you're next.
I'm debating if I want to do expeditious retreat or not.
Is it a bonus action?
It is a bonus action, which gives me a bonus action to dash, so I don't have to use my action to dash. I am going to do that. I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself. I'm going to use my movement and my dash. Did I hear the thud too? You
what's your passive perception?
Not super high. 12.
I would say probably not. You probably would not have heard that.
But I saw him kind of react, so
you can at least see
cast.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat. I'm just gonna do what I was gonna do. Use my bonus action and my movement. Yep, I should be able to make it. To get to here. And kind of like put my hands in the boost up. And hold my action and be like, if you need help, just come over to me. And I'm gonna hold my action to aid Ireena to get over.
Okay. Vide, you are last, or second to last. Corwan's last.
Always forgetting Cog.
I know he's the shortest, but seriously.
Nobody else
anyway,
here.
Vide, what are you doing?
Sorry, Cog. It sucks to be looked over like that.
Can't hear you, Brandie.
I don't know why.
Your mic doing that thing again?
Probably. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So, anyway, I said, first of all, Cog, I'm sorry, it sucks to be looked over like that all the time. And then I'm seeing everybody else running towards that fence, so I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to tell this guy, I don't want anything to do with what's going on in here. Oh, wait, that's not me. Hold on a second. And then... I'm just gonna go right over here. Why not? I'm gonna use my dash and I'm just gonna kind of go over the fence with Urzak. And that'll be it.
Okay. Well, I guess nobody else is in turn order, so we can just... No, oh, sorry, it's Cog's turn.
You looked over him again. You gotta look down
I can't. I know it's hard. The perspective.
Come on, look down.
All right.
My neck doesn't bend down that far.
He's right there.
So he can
Right
only
there.
move 25 feet.
Short people.
He's gonna try something. As soon as he gets up to this guy, he's like, hey. I know who you're looking for. I saw her. She's about 1,000 feet that way. Go. And he's gonna cast command on him.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
Interesting.
But yeah.
So what save am I making?
It's a wisdom, and it is a 14 right now.
Well, he rolled a 5, so that's a failure.
And he pointed, I guess, this off in this direction. So he's like she was about 1,000 feet that way, and he just says, "Go."
Yeah. So he you cast the spell on him. It definitely connects, and you see his eyes glaze over. But I did say it's technically a surprise round, so he doesn't get to go till next round. But
Yeah, that's
anyway,
fine. I mean,
yeah.
He knows what's going on though, and Cox will be like, "Everybody, we're good here. Let's keep moving."
Absolutely. Davos is the last one. He's just kind of clinging to Danica's leg and following along with her. So
Good.
he's just going to move when you move.
Okay, well, is it my turn now?
Yes.
Is it my turn? Well, I guess let's make a dash towards the fence.
Absolutely. You all start making a dash towards the fence. Go ahead and make an athletics check to get up there. You got Delphine just, stirruping her hands
Yeah,
right
I'm-
now. You can have
If you
advantage
want
on
that
this.
extra boost.
I can have advantage? Okay.
Oh, thank God, because that sucked.
Oh gosh, Danica, your feet stink.
I can't have it. I didn't get new boots in time.
You go running up to Delphine, put your foot in her stirrup. It was the nasty smelling one, and reflexively you just pull your arms back, Delphine, like not wanting to get that on you. The moment she goes stepping down, she trips and face plants right in front of you.
Damn it.
Sorry.
That's your turn. Davos was moving along with you. I am going to have him just roll an athletics check to see if he can get over. He rolled a 17. He has no problem
Nice.
climbing over this wall. He's like,
Kids are
just
used
do
to
it
climbing
like this. Yeah.
Thanks, Davos. I'll try next time.
Jesus Christ. Urzak, you saw all that happen. Your friends are struggling to get over it, and that dude with a shovel is looking at you. You're not sure what he's going to be doing on his turn, but what do you do?
I'm going to actually. I wanna try to move as close in like a block with everybody as possible.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna move 5 feet back and just prepare. Actually, I want to get near Davos and just use my reaction to protection him in case anybody gets any crazy ideas.
Okay. Oh, next.
I see him like easily just clear the fence, and there's that kind of like blinks for a minute and goes, huh, and takes a mental note for later.
As you're doing that, you see an individual step into your field of vision. Now, it is still slightly dark. It's first thing in the morning. It's a little bit about 5 in the morning right now, and the skies overhead, as cloudy and overcast as they are, the morning light really isn't hitting the town as much as you hope it would. But even in that very dim light, you can see an individual stepping forward towards you all. He has a spear in his hand. He seems to be wearing some armor as well. He has a chain shirt on, and he has a shield slung over his back. He kind of looks to be like local militia type, perhaps, or a guard, maybe. But the moment he sees you all, he levels that spear, and he says, "Who are all you? What are you doing?" Urzak, do you respond or anything? Or really, any of you on that side could. But he's calling out to you, "Who are you? Freeze! Stop where you are!"
Shit.
Or you can just say nothing. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, I got nothing here. I'm just like kind of ignoring him, kind of not. Just like, you're there.
Can I
that's
respond?
Fine.
Yeah, go for it.
I'd be like, put my hands up. I just want to get out of here. I don't know what's going on. I just trying to peace out, dude.
Another more burly man comes walking around the fence. He too has a crossbow in his hand, and he points it up at you all. "You there! Where's the girl? Where is Ireena? Tell us now!"
Who?
You all heard the voice just as well as we are. You know it's at stake. Give us the girl.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
It is.
Glad I don't play dumb.
Okay. Well, it's not anybody's turn yet, but it is Ireena's turn next. Delphine, you probably have your hands in the stirrup again, with Danica on the ground next to you. Ireena's going to attempt to come over to you. You feel her put her shoulder on you. You make the stirrup as well.
Try to brace. I'm smart, not strong.
Well, this is going to at least help her out a little bit, give her advantage on this roll.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
She starts trying to climb up as well, but in that moment, you see those guards there, and she missteps and lands hard as well and drops to the ground, and like she makes a very loud oof as she hits the ground. She has enough movement to get back up, but that was her action and her movement, and she's like, "What are we going to do?"
We can't get over the fence.
I have a plan. Hold on. It's not a good one, but I have a plan.
Well, it is Delphine's turn.
You do that one. You can tell me if I can do this or not.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast guidance on myself. I know it'll drop my expeditious retreat.
Yes, it will.
But then try and throw Ireena over the fence.
You can certainly try.
And it would be a certainly try. Okay. Come on, don't roll like crap. I have a +0 to this roll. 13.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
I'm going to say 13 is enough to at least grab her by the seat of her breeches and bodily pull her over. She basically does this roll over the fence and lands on the other side with another really loud thud.
Sorry.
which isn't
Dying.
it is enough to get her over the fence, but that sound causes all of the people around the area. What was that? I know I heard something here. Something's going on. They're back here. Somebody's back here. He yells out really loud.
Oh shit.
Because it is the commoner's turn. He is going to come running over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He doesn't have enough movement, so he's going to dash 5, 10, 15 feet to right here. He has that shovel, and he's kind of holding it up like a baseball bat. Like, stop where you are. You are all being very suspicious. Let's see here. We have another of the, those men with a crossbow comes into view. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet to right about here, where he has his crossbow up as well. They seem to be holding their action. They seem like they're trying to capture you. You also see another commoner step into view. This one, he has something in his hands, and you see him kind of striking a little bit. He lights up a torch. Has that lit, and he's now kind of holding it up and looking around. I know I heard something. Who are all you? What are you doing? You are coming with us. Vide, you're next with Cog on deck.
I kind of hold my stomach. Man, this anxiety's getting to me, guys. I'm sorry about that. Wow. No, look, I just want to get the heck out of here.
Make a deception check, I guess.
Please, just like right away. Okay.
That's a 20.
Yes.
They all seem to be. They're looking at you very suspiciously right now. They're like, your farts are very loud, but I can smell the stench from here. You have one chance to tell us, where is the girl?
What girl? I don't know what girl you're talking about.
The girl that lives in that mansion.
Oh, I think she's still in there. I mean, I just get out of here because I heard this voice in the sky. I don't know what the hell is going on. I just want to get out of here. And I try. I try to force a fart.
Oh God, this is.
Make a Constitution check.
I hope he shits his pants.
Oh my gosh.
Too much shit.
Oh.
Truly too much just shit in the last 3 sessions.
Oh, that one sounded a little bit wet.
It was just...
Hey, it's alright. Apparently, Strahd thinks I stink anyway, so.
What the hell is happening right now?
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Cog, you're...
Oh no.
I guess. Oh.
Okay.
That just happened. What you got?
Yeah, I guess he will end up approaching. and just be like, hey, this guy knows what's going on. We saw her. We saw some woman running into the woods that way, she's like 1,000 feet ahead of you. So this guy right here, he knows what's going on. And I expected that guy to kind of nod his head and be like, yeah, because he's under that thing, and then he's just gonna ask the lady. He says now what kind of fence is it? Is it the kind of fence where it's wood piece, space, wood piece, or is it a solid wall?
It is a Actually, I don't.
A stone wall.
No, I don't. I
rubble
believe it's
here?
actually no. It is a metal fence.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Yeah, it is a wrought iron fence.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
The spaces
So,
are not wide enough for you to go through now.
Yeah, ladies. I know I say this often. I don't want to be tossed. But could you help me over there? I'm a little short. And I guess if he needs to make a strength check with advantage, he can.
Yeah, it is a strength check with advantage since she's helping.
Well, I guess 12 if he's not going to be able to guide himself with that, but since they're already kind of helping him.
You can cast guidance on yourself.
Oh, right.
It is an action to do so, but it's a bonus action with her help to get you over. And 15 is enough to get you over.
He can. Oh my God!
You land.
You know what? I smell it now. What? I know what he was talking about. What is going on? Jesus. You know what, fellas? I apologize for the smell. We are from out of town, and it is rude to stink up an area for your new. I apologize. But this guy, like I said, that guy back there, he knows what's going on.
And as you say that, the guy behind you just starts yelling, "She's 2,000 feet in this direction!" and starts running as fast as he can.
Oh my god.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. To right over there, movement and action.
There he goes.
He just goes running across the backyard, and everyone's stops and is just staring at this very, very odd sight that comes. There is another guard. He is up here. He was literally just coming around the side of the mansion as all this is going on. He moved 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He's running around the side of this building, and then he sees the door open right there behind you all. What the? There's the door! He goes running towards it.
Shit. We left the door open.
That's alright, we ain't in there.
Ismark is, though.
Davos is on the other side of the fence at the bottom of turn order. He is just waiting for Delphine, and he puts his little hands over the wall. You can just barely see the feet. Yeah, Danica. Well, you're both over there, but yeah, you're right. I did mean Danica. But he puts his little hands over there. You can see the fingertips at the time. He's like, come on, I will help you over.
Danica's gonna try again. Gosh darn it.
Athletics with advantage.
Athletics with advantage.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, I got an 18
Okay.
finally. God.
Good lord.
You put your hands on top of his and start climbing over as Delphine is pushing you at the same time, and you manage to tumble over to the other side.
Whew, I needed that.
Mind my hands.
Thanks.
Urzak, you're up next.
Okay.
You can. You actually no. You do have a little bit of more movement, Danica. You can move a little more if you want.
Sorry, I was talking to myself. Let me see where everybody is at. Hold on. Oh, so everybody's still kind of far. No, I'm gonna stay by my little buddy. Maybe move up like one spot, but I don't want to leave Davos too far behind.
Yeah, he does. He is still kind of clinging to you at this moment. Okay, Urzak.
Okay, I'm gonna come over and just yank Delphine over the wall.
Athletics check.
Appreciate it.
All right, this would be a funny
I
time
didn't
to
think
roll
it
bad.
through that the wizard
11.
was stuck.
It should be an advantage because wouldn't she like help her over?
I'll allow it.
Yay!
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Then we spend the whole
That's
episode
not fair.
trying to
That's
get
a
over a
26.
fence.
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously, you're
okay.
spending the whole episode trying to get over a fucking fence.
This is just D&D. That's just how it is.
It is.
Right?
It really is.
26.
26. You just grab onto her back and yank her over, and she goes flailing about.
Neat.
So, sorry about the smell.
Oof.
We're gonna have to talk about your diet later. Okay.
At least you're wearing brown pants.
Hey, I mean, come prepared.
All right. This guy.
Well- Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at the guard over here, and just kind of stand. I'm in between him and everybody else now, and I just look at him and I say, "Let us through."
Make an intimidation check.
17.
He looks you up and down, fully armored, loaded with weapons, everyone else as well, and he has a shovel in his hands. And he's like, you said the girl is in the house.
As
No,
far as we know.
He's going to take a step back. Even though it's not really his turn order. But y'all have kind of intimidated these dudes and deceived them enough that as you're all starting to creep by, the attention seems to be towards the house that guard had just disappeared in a moment ago. I am going to make Ireena make one more stealth check. See how well she does. She does still have advantage because she's invisible. I feel like falling should allow invisibility to go away, but it doesn't, which is kind of cheap. But that's okay.
She better frickin' pass this.
Oh god.
I shit my pants for this. I mean, she better.
I shit my pants for this woman.
That needs to be on a t-shirt. I shit my pants for this.
Way to go! You've made yourself that's your Vide merch now. That's what you get. Cog got Cog for president. You get I shit myself for this.
We're true partners.
Way to go, Brandie.
Mm. Well, anyway, you all start carefully making your way around and between the guards who they still have their weapons on you, like watching you very carefully for any signs that you're about to attack them or not. But as you start making your way south, their attention does turn towards the mansion. And they start making their way towards it, towards that back door. The pathway is clear. And so I'm going to move you all to a new map. The Barovia map.
We lived.
And we didn't have to
Yay.
fight anybody.
Well, for the moment.
Yeah.
Are we
Now,
supposed to be able
you-
to see the whole thing?
Yes, you can. Because you
Oh,
actually
yes,
do
I
have a
have
map.
That reminds me, I have to roll.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I'm
for
proficient in cartographer's tools.
Yes. Go ahead and do that real quick. This would have
Sorry,
been from the previous night, but we're just going to go ahead and allow that.
Yes, sorry, I forgot. Where are you? You're on. Here we go. 15.
Now, you can tell that the distance from Jova Village to Algiba, where Ismark had wants you to go, is a little over 100 miles away. And that's just going from one point to the other. Following the road, probably more in the 130 or more range. Obviously, the next town is much closer. That's the town of Veros, which is up there by Lake Zarovich. And the Vistani encampment that Ismark had all told you about, looking on the map and judging based on where he said it was, which is near the shore of the Serre Pool, you're guessing you'll probably, if you're making your way very fast, you could probably get there in a handful of hours.
We should just book it for the Vistani camp. And, hope we don't encounter much. It should be a couple of hours.
All right, Delphine.
So what I was getting ready to ask you is, how are you planning on traveling? Now, you've made your way away from the mansion and are starting to head south into the grasslands south of Jova Village, which is fairly clear. Now, a few miles away, you do know that there is that river down there, which that eventually does lead towards the lake where the Vistani are currently encamped. The road kind of winds a little bit. It goes around to a bridge nearby, and then at one point you would have to break off away from the main road to follow what you're guessing appears to be like a footpath or something towards the Vistani camp. My question to you is, are you moving at a very fast pace, just running all out? Are you doing more of a stealthy pace, trying to hide and keep your movements to a minimum? Or are you going at an average pace?
I think we should try and... time is of the essence, but we don't want to get found. I think we should try and stealth if we can.
I agree.
would say for sure stealth until we get far enough from this village.
Yeah, I'd be okay even just going at a normal pace, just so, because Ireena's still invisible. We
for
don't,
an hour, yeah.
At the moment,
Yeah.
for an hour, we don't have anything to hide. So as long as we can,
Right.
Just calmly make our way out of Jova. Once the invisibility drops, we can kind of change pace. But for now, I think going at a reasonable clip would be okay.
Yeah, because we could hide her sounds with our sounds, at least until
Right.
she loses invisibility.
Um,
I can fart some more if we need to.
I could ritual cast it, but I'm just gonna use a spell slot so I can do it instantaneously. I'm gonna cast Floating Disc.
Okay.
So that Davos can just ride on it, because it's basically a stroller for the 5-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aw.
You create this invisible disc there that kind of floats about 3 feet or so off the ground. You can pick up Davos and plop him right down on it. He just thinks this is the coolest thing ever. Like, he's looking over the edge, holding it like, I am flying. This is incredible.
You are.
He kind of lays
are.
on his belly and puts his arms out, and he's like, I am flying like an eagle.
You can fly like that for as long as you want. I'll just have to redo it in an hour.
Aw.
Okay, so it sounds like you're moving at at a normal pace, just being nonchalant about making your way away from the village. As you are making your way, you can hear a lot more of a commotion from the other side of the mansion. You can hear a lot of shouts and indistinct sounds, but it's hard to tell what exactly is going on the other side. You hope that Ismark is keeping everybody occupied and that sort of thing, and so you begin walking away. Now, at a normal pace, you can move about 3 miles in an hour, which is a fairly steady pace. So you start walking south, kind of making a little bit of a fishhook L towards the road leading through Barovia, which is the old Sauvage road. You make your way, which I'm going to go ahead and do this. You make your way an hour. So go ahead and move your token up 3 hex.
Can I put this on the bridge or just past it? Yeah.
On the bridge itself. And then I'm going to need somebody to roll for me. Let's see. A D12 and a D8.
I'll roll a d8.
I'll roll a d12.
2 on the d8.
7 on the d12.
7, 8, 9.
Oh.
7 plus 2 is 9.
It's true.
Whoa.
Okay. As you're all making your way across the bridge, it's a small stone bridge that goes over just the length of a river that's no more than 300 or so feet wide. The stone is ancient and crumbling, but it still looks firm enough. You can see wear and tear of God only knows how long, centuries, you would estimate at the least. There are these odd sort of Gothic-looking statues on either side of the bridge. Things that look like they have once may have been human, but age and weathering and people breaking them and just general sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Detritus and stuff like that has bunched up on it, and it makes it very difficult to tell what exactly they originally were carved to be. The faces look half chipped off and somewhat skeletal as you all make your way across. But as you do, you're coming near the end of the bridge, and you can see that there's something in the middle of the road. Somebody roll for me a D100.
I can get it if nobody else wants to.
I had my fun. Somebody else
Okay.
can do it.
49. Hopefully that's a good number.
You see that there is a hand mirror just lying on the ground at the edge of the road. It's lying there in the dirt. It's kind of muddy and just kind of over to the side in a little bit of grass. There's a hand mirror.
I mean, I guess I'll pick it up.
You walk over and you pick it up. It is it appears to be made of bronze. You're examining it. You kind of clear away a little bit of the mud off of the reflective face, and you look at yourself, and the mirror is not broken or anything like that. You can see yourself clearly. You flip it over to the other side and are starting to clean off the back, and as you wipe the mud away, you can see that there is a bronze depiction of a woman's face with snakes coming out out of the top of her head, almost like hair.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
Do I know what this is?
Roll an Arcana check.
I'm not gonna use guided. We're just gonna roll straight. 13.
With your 13, you're honestly not sure. You've never heard of a creature before that has snakes coming out of the top of its head. You've heard of something called a beholder that has tentacles coming out of its head, and you've heard of, like nagas and things like that, but you've never seen something like this before.
Can I roll an Arcana? Because apparently I'm proficient in it.
Sure.
Would a 22 tell me anything more?
Damn.
Yeah, you've heard of this before. You and Falderal were sitting around a campsite one day, and he was telling you about different things he and his sister had fought in their past. And one of the things he mentioned before was a Medusa, a creature who appears humanoid, generally looks human and female, but has snakes for hair. And they are pretty fierce creatures. They have a petrifying gaze that can turn people to stone. They are vicious fighters.
Yeah, definitely don't want to look at them. So is this like a magic mirror, or is it just a mirror with a Medusa?
Do you have a way to ascertain that?
I do if we have 10 minutes, but I don't know if we have 10 minutes.
I don't know.
Let's worry about this later.
Yeah, we'll just throw this wherever, and yeah, that's fine. This will be a later us problem.
I said, fair enough. Well, you continue on your journey. Are you continuing with your normal pace?
It's been an hour, so that means that Ireena is no longer invisible.
That's correct.
I would like to spend 10 minutes to ritually recast the floating disc.
Is invisibility something that anybody could ritually cast just to get us a little further away?
Unfortunately, it's not a ritual spell.
Okay, yeah, I'm not a magic caster, so I don't know shit about that.
And I don't know what kind of...
I don't think tensors... Oh, no, it is. You're right. Never mind.
Yeah, I'd say let's get a bit more distance between us and Jova before we kind of ease up a little bit.
Okay. So you're going at a normal pace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need to necessarily be like, fast paced. I would like to get a little
I mean,
more
I was thinking maybe we should start stealthing now that
yeah,
that Ireena is visible.
If you
even
want to.
with our heavy armor people who can't stealth.
I can give them guidance.
Why don't we do a group stealth, maybe?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, it would be a group stealth, yes.
Who all is in heavy armor? Urzak and Cog?
Yeah.
I can give Urzak guidance on stealth. If we want to try and stealth.
And can you do the same?
Cog can do it to himself.
Oh, Cog can do it to himself? Okay, yeah, then yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's a good start.
Well,
14.
I will go ahead and roll for Ireena.
I was worried about those with heavy armor when I should have been worried about Delphine.
Right?
I got a 13 total.
Ireena rolled a 19. She's doing pretty good.
Nice.
Oh.
No, Delphine, just stay away from the group.
Hey, I'm not the one that stinks here.
This is
Yeah,
true.
if anything, you should be rolling with disadvantage because you're stinky. You pooped.
Can we just say I changed my pants first chance I got?
We haven't had a chance. We've been running for an hour. Ah, well. Not important. Semi-important. It's on the list, but it's like...
Okay.
Danica's gonna pat Vide's back. It's okay. You'll get used to the smell after a while.
That is 3 out of 5 successes, so you're not doing terrible. As you all or 3 out of 1,
Well,
3 out of
14.
6.
Well, Davos is basically riding the cloud right now. We're good.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not counting him.
No,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
5
you're right.
of us.
I see your 14 there. So it is 4. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
I also got a 14 because I had
Oh, you-
guidance, right?
You
I
had
see
a
13 on yours.
Oh, yeah, 13, sorry.
Yeah, 13 is a failure. The 9 is a failure. The 14 and above is successes. That's still 4 successes out of 6, so that's pretty good. Go ahead and roll for me a d20.
Who?
Anybody.
Okay, I'm
Danica.
doing it. I'm doing it. I gotta
Yeah,
pick. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Take the 15. If the 15 is
I don't
better,
think
take
it,
the
I think
15.
it's...
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Take
gonna,
whichever's better.
I'm gonna be taking the first number because that's what rolled.
Is that the one that's better?
I think this is an encounter table, so it could be.
So Joe, roll for me a d12 and a d8.
Hey, nice.
Okay. And we're going to find out what happens on that dice roll when we come back in about 10 minutes.
Dun dun dun.
So stay tuned, everybody. We will be back very soon. And when we
I'm so stressed.
when we return, we are going to find out what happens during the next hour of their travel. So stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back, and when we last left off, the Conclave expedition had snuck Ireena out of the mansion by turning her invisible, had some issues getting over a wall, sharded themselves, and are currently making their way across the Sauvage road towards the area where they've heard Vistani are camped. You can go ahead and move your token another 3 of the hexes. And as you're making your way as stealthily as you can down the road, you spot that there is a body lying in the middle of the road.
Oh, shit.
Does it look alive? Without getting too close?
Make a perception check.
$19?
With your 19, you're glancing over, looking around. The body does not seem to be moving whatsoever. You can see that there is a pool of blood underneath him, or yeah, them, I suppose I should say at this distance. You can see that there are large gashes across their chest as well.
Some kind of animal attack, it looks like.
You'd have to get closer to tell for certain, but that's what you can tell at the distance.
Looks like there are claw marks across its chest.
Something, the chest has definitely been ripped apart.
Oh,
You can
okay.
definitely see gouges across the chest.
Do we want to check it out or keep moving?
suppose no harm in checking it out. I'll get up close. Why not?
Okay. You walk up to the body and glance at it, and it does appear to be a human man. He is dressed very, very shabbily. Like his clothes are ragged. He doesn't have any shoes on. His feet are dirty and muddy. And like I said, yeah, huge gouges across his chest. Go ahead and make a nature or survival check.
Okay, well, these are the same either way. 14.
It definitely looks like an animal. You're guessing at first you think possibly a wolf because the neck has been mauled and ripped open, and but as you're looking closer at the chest area, wolves don't rip with claws, but you can definitely see inch-like gouges slashed across this chest.
Whatever did this, I don't think it was a wolf.
Larger? Are we looking at something larger? Something smaller? Something humanoid?
This might be a leading question, but outside of the blood that's pooled around on the ground, does the body look like it's been drained of blood?
You don't see any signs of that sort of puncture wound on the neck that Ireena had. It looks like the throat was literally ripped out by jaws.
Okay. Definitely. Well, so the claw marks on the chest indicate that it's probably not just a wolf, but the bite marks indicate something pretty large.
Yeah, and definitely reminds you of wolf bites that you've seen in the past.
Okay.
But bigger.
Well, this might be our point to. Oh, we've been moving stealthily, right?
Yes, you have.
This last block has been stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep a close eye out. I know most of you are a little more observant than I am, so just head on a swivel from here on.
Got it.
Okay. You continue on, making your way along the road as quiet and stealthy as you can. Go ahead and just roll a d20.
Who hasn't done it yet? Who wants a turn?
I'm doing it.
That's what you got earlier. That's funny.
I got a 15.
Your next hour of travel goes by quiet. You don't see anything else on the road or around you. You're entering through a wooded area right now on either side of the main road, and you can go. I'll go ahead and move you 2 more since you're moving at a slow pace. You're now moving 2 miles an hour. Give me another d20 roll.
I'll do it. 14.
14. You continue making your way as quietly as you can for the next hour. Again, another hour goes by, another couple miles down the road, and nothing pops out. It seems to be getting quieter as the day starts to get a little bit brighter. You've traveled now for about 4 hours along this road. The sun should be relatively high. You're estimating it's probably around about 9 o'clock in the morning or so. None of you have had breakfast yet, and your stomachs are beginning to rumble a little bit, and you kind of take a moment to spread some rations around to one another and kind of munch as you're making your way. But with the overcast clouds in the sky, it's almost like there's this perpetual gloom and fog following you all. Not a fog per se, but definitely a haze over the entire sky. So much so that even though it's 9 o'clock in the morning, you estimate, it's dark as hell. It's much more gray light coming through those clouds, and you all can't help but shiver a little bit as the wind begins to whip up around you. Go ahead and make for me another d20 roll.
I'll get this one.
I also marked off a ration for Davos.
7.
Yay!
I don't like how he just fucking chuckled like that.
Yeah, me either.
Well, go ahead and roll for me a d12 and a d8.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
go for it.
doomed us, so you get to doom us further.
Yay.
Yay.
11 and 4.
You get to a point in the road where you see that there is a bit of a dusty trail leading off in a northwesternly direction. As you get to that minor crossroad, you all pause. You're pretty sure this is the route towards the Vistani camp. But there you see, hanging from a tree with a noose around its neck, another corpse, swaying slightly in the breeze. Now this one is clearly dead and has been so for quite some time. Its skin is gray and rotting. You can smell that stench of putrefaction, and the eyes are completely missing, and there seems to be a raven perched on top of its head, looking towards you all in a quizzical sort of way as you approach. What do you do?
Let's not have Vide get too close, because we know what happened last time.
Oh, you mean how she shot someone?
How he
He's
shot
the
someone?
guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, all right, I get that mixed up all the time. I apologize. yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter in this book, because someone still got shot. That's right. Who was it? Yeah, that's right, this guy. Almost died.
I'm sorry.
Danica, you spoke to those wolves.
Don't y'all
Can you,
remember?
Can you talk to the bird?
I probably can, but don't y'all remember when the oh my god, what's the pie lady's name?
Miss Morgan?
Yeah.
Morgan?
Don't y'all remember when Miss Morgan said that the animals around here were eyes for Strahd?
But you know, well, there's something else, because I remember there was a time where I brought up, as like, you know, birds aren't real. I threw out that bullshit conspiracy theory in Cog's voice, and I don't remember. There was a raven that I thought it was like cool, but I can't remember. I remember saying that because I remember doing the birds aren't real. I think during one of the opening monologue, I think I did it.
Yeah, and I think the bird shit on your head as a result.
Well, I would still call that cool. But yeah, he'd say, Danica, you spoke to those wolves. If you could talk to the bird, maybe he can give us some answers.
What do you want me to ask it?
I don't know. I mean, it's looking at us. And ravens, ravens are very intelligent birds. Ravens and crows, they're amazing. So maybe this one is too.
Danica will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that off on your spell sheet.
We should
What do you
just
say
killed it.
to this raven? Who looks at you and let's see, what are they gonna do?
Excuse me, Mr. Raven, what are you up to up there?
It kind of looks at you, cocks its head to one side, and says, "Waiting."
What are you waiting for?
Waiting to see.
What are you waiting to see?
What comes by.
Has anything came by?
It looks back towards the road, the small dirt road that's leading away from the main road, heading north. And it says, "Those colorful ones. The Vistani. Two came down. Two came back.
All right. Anything else?
Few wolves."
Where'd the wolves go?
It looks at you and motions away from you, towards the south.
Okay. Danica relays this information to everybody. Anybody else have questions for the crow?
Raven.
Raven?
No.
You're muted.
Yeah, Joe, you're muted.
He said the Vistani came down and went back. Which way did they go?
Wasn't it the dirt road?
Yeah,
Towards the water? Or what we think is the water?
The bird put motions back along the road heading north. Yes.
I guess you could ask about our life-challenged friend here? And how this came to be?
Who? Vide? Oh, the dead guy.
Wow! I have only suspected, but oh my.
Just calling him out on his shit, huh?
Damn.
I was like, I wasn't gonna put the boy on blast, but I mean, no, the one in the tree.
Maybe somebody else should speak to the animals.
You being Vide?
It's all you, Danica.
Do you know what happened to this guy in the tree?
As you say that, the bird drops a load right on the thing's head. It says, "Who knows? Land's dangerous."
You didn't see how he got up here?
The bird pecks at the head a little bit. Dead for quite some time. Who knows?
Hey, does the raven have a name?
Oh yeah. Does he have a name? Do you have a name, Raven?
Does the raven have?
Carl.
Carl.
Do like birds?
Why
They
Carl?
can just have a regular name.
Da Vinci. It's got to be a D name.
Why not Carl? I mean, what would he be named? Kevin? Ridiculous.
Only if it's with a Y.
Right. I don't know. I have these things written.
How about Lenore?
Are you quickly Googling Raven name generator real quick?
Oh, you'd think that, wouldn't you?
You'd be
Dun,
right.
dun, dun.
Totally is.
I almost went with Drake Warden for a Ranger in another game, and I was like, "There's Dragon Name Generator." I looked that up because I was like, "I'm gonna need one."
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with Lenore. Why the hell not?
Aww.
Just for the fun.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, thanks, Lenore. Lenore, could you do us a solid?
What?
Is there any way you could maybe fly ahead or around the area and let us know if there's anything ahead?
Make a persuasion check.
As long as the next Raven's name is Cord.
17.
Well, that's an 18 because it's persuasion.
Then 18.
With your 18, the Raven says, "Sure, why not?"
Okay, thanks.
And goes flying up into the air. It circles around for a few minutes. You all kind of watch as it goes flying higher. After about 15 or so minutes, it comes flying back and lands on the same corpse's head. Lots of people camped over by the lake. Seem to be making some breakfast, I guess.
Okay, did you see anything else around? Anything dangerous?
Lots of danger in the woods. Don't go in the woods.
Okay, follow the trail. Okay, I'm gonna relay the information. I feel like I don't.
I mean, it sounds like if there's a group of people and that's where the colorful people went, that we're heading in the right direction at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna thank it, and then I'm gonna throw Lenore part of my leftover scones that I keep in my pockets.
I thought you were gonna feed him that pie. Like, don't do that.
The Raven goes flying over to pick at the scone for a little bit and kind of munch on it before taking to the air once again and flying off.
Okay, tally-ho!
Now, you make your way north off of the main road, following this this trail that gradually is just a twisted, muddy path through the trees. As you walk, you can see that there are deep ruts in the earth, which give evidence to what you assume would probably be wagons, judging based on the size and shape of them. The canopy of mist and branches begins to clear, and as they do, you see black clouds boiling far above you. There is a clearing that you make your way into, and you can see at the distance this wide lake where 5 colorful round tents, each you estimate to be 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. These wagons are decoratively painted in bright, garish colors. There's all sorts of pots and pans hanging off of the sides of them. There's fabrics dangling in the windows. You can see very clearly that this is yet another Vistani camp, very similar to the one that you had encountered in Laropa, just before coming to Barovia. You can see that near the shore of the lake, which is several hundred feet across, there is a much larger tent standing near the shore from the lake. Its sagging form seems to be lit from within but you can't see a whole lot more than shadows. You can see that near this tent, there are 8 unbridled horses that are drinking from the lake there.
I lean over to Ireena. Stick close to either me or Urzak. We don't know these people, or if they heard the voice in the sky.
As you are all approaching, you can hear the mournful strains of an accordion that clashes with several brightly sounding things like violin and the flute being played near the camp. You can see that there are a few brightly clad individuals moving about the camp at this point in the distance. The footpath that you're on seems to continue beyond where you're currently standing, going along the edge of the camp, and then meandering farther north between the river and the forest edge. As you stand there and contemplate that, one of the individuals who you take to be Vistani, they're carrying firewood and they're walking along the edge of the camp, and they spot you, your group, standing there near the forest edge. And it seems to just wave at you before moving back on into the camp. So, what do you do?
Is it just because of the clouds it's very dark?
The dark cloud that you saw appears to be the bonfire that they have in the center of camp. You can see that they have a big kettle on it right now, and there is a couple ladies that are over nearby. You can't tell what exactly they're doing, but you're guessing probably breakfast.
I see nothing.
Yeah, I was just saying, just because my it's all black. That's why I was asking if it's just dark. I mean, if it is just dark, Cog would cast on. He'd just do on his mace. He'd cast light because he's got the light cantrip.
No. It's daytime now. You should be able to see just fine.
Well,
no.
the map's black.
Move your token around.
Yeah, I am, but
I can see just fine.
Yeah, I can see too.
Nothing.
I just know that Cog didn't have dark vision, so I was thinking maybe that's why.
Like, I just clicked on you and I'm looking through your vision, and you should be able to see just fine.
Maybe just refresh the thing.
Yeah, refresh roll 20.
I'm gonna get my character sheet out again. Let's see if it did.
No, so dramatic.
I mean, like, I see
Nope.
nothing. It's a black screen.
Yeah, it's still black for some
Alright.
reason.
I'm reloading. We'll see what what happens.
This is
when I
Matt's
reload.
covert way of saying, because of all our dice rolls earlier, you guys are...
Yeah, I can see.
You guys are done.
You should be able to see.
Ah,
right?
yes. Now
Hey.
I see.
The one doing the
See, it was black
shenanigans
before.
hasn't been Cog, so that's not why I'm being punished.
Dude, look, I'm sorry I shit myself, but I mean...
Fat Cog kind of had a fucking game-changing move with that command. I mean,
Desperate
was a
times
good
call
move.
for desperate measures.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
I shit myself for this.
Are you approaching the camp?
Yes.
Why not?
I will just...
I'm sticking. I am sticking close to Ireena, but yeah, I'll approach.
because I mean, even though they brought us here, I don't think we've met any bad or mean.
They haven't
Vistanis,
actually
though.
brought you anywhere.
Well,
They
I
didn't
meant
come
to-
with
for-
you. You didn't follow them. You went one way, they went the other.
Sure.
I mean, that is true. That is what happened.
That is what
But then
happened.
we also heard the only way to get into Barovia, I mean,
You've heard that they're the only ones who can move in and not free.
yeah. Well, like I said, we also haven't come across any that we have seen that are like bad people or mean to us so far. So yeah, Cog would, generally approach.
Okay. as you approach, you can see that there are at least a dozen Vistani, both men and women, who are standing and sitting around the fire, telling stories. They seem to be already in their cups, drinking, what you are guessing is probably wine.
The good stuff.
There are, what's that?
The good stuff.
Mm-hmm. They are kind of jovially chatting and that sort of thing. There is a couple people who are playing instruments right now, and as you all approach, there's a couple who appear to be a little more sober than the rest. They see you all approaching and they say, welcome, welcome! Come, my friends! Come and join us around the fire for some breakfast and some wine!
Sure, thank you. We do that.
Yeah, they all motion for you to approach, and a couple of the ladies who are working the big kettle in the center of the fire ladle up what appears to be some form of gruel into bowls and approach, handing them to you all. Welcome, welcome, travelers! It is so lovely to see you. Please come around and enjoy our fire, enjoy our food.
I appreciate your generosity.
Absolutely, absolutely. We do not see many travelers this time of year. From what part do you all come?
That's a long story. It'll probably take about 27 hours to tell.
But the short of it is that we are on a long journey and in need of horses. As you can see, we have a young one who can't quite make the walk.
Danica's gonna walk up holding little Davos's hand.
Look at you. You are such a lovely little thing. Well, good luck finding horses. They are very rare here in Barovia. But you can at least enjoy some breakfast, and let's get a little extra portion for this little thing. As he's patting Davos on his head, he looks like he could use a couple of extra meals.
Poor Davos.
Oh, they're not wrong.
You all sit down around the fire holding these bowls of gruel. I mean, gruel is like just oatmeal. It's cooked grains. This, you kind of move your spoon around a little bit, and you can see that there's raisins in it and some sort of herb. It smells good, and all of you feel your stomachs rumbling as you're inhaling this food. What do you all do?
I eat.
Yeah. I think Delphine is also gonna finish eating. We were told to find Ava? Madam Ava?
Madam Ava, yes. It was fated then that you would visit our humble camp. Madam Ava awaits you. She is in her tent, and he points to the largest tent over by the lake.
Oh.
She is here traveling with us. We plan on leaving in the morning, so it is fortuitous that you all arrive when you do.
Well, then I suppose we shouldn't keep Madam Ava waiting, huh?
No, we probably shouldn't.
Yes, absolutely. Bavin, come over here. He yells to another Vistani who's seated a few feet away from you, and he comes running over to the older Vistani who you all have been talking to. Now that man is dark of hair, which is very long and sits at his shoulders. The younger man who approaches is handsome for a human. Very chiseled, refined features, dark hair, bright blue eyes. And he gives you all this very charming smile as he says, "Ah, these must be the travelers that Madame Ava was talking about. She told me this morning that I would bring 5 people to her. And these must be the 5. Only he kind of counts a little bit. There seems to be 7 of them."
Yes, the math was a little wrong.
See, you forgot to carry the 2. That's a common issue.
He kind of looks at you confused by that, and he says, "Well, 5 is what Madame Ava say, and 5 it must be. The little one may stay with us and enjoy his breakfast." And he looks to the rest of your group, kind of trailing off a little bit. But as he does, Ireena says, "It is okay. You all go speak with Madame Ava. I will keep an eye on Davos."
All right. Danica's gonna give Davos part of her gruel.
Mm-hmm.
You do gotta fatten up a little bit. and then she's
And as you do that, one of the grandmotherly-looking ladies gets a big ladle from the pot and dumps it right into the bowl on top of the portion you just put on there. And he says, "She is right. You need to eat up. You are nothing but skin and bones."
And as Vide walks by, he hands him his bowl that he hasn't even touched. Like, here.
We're gonna make this poor kid sick.
There is such thing as overindulgence.
This kid has like chipmunk cheek poof out, full of gruel. He's like looking wildly at these multiple bowls, like, "I don't know, but it's so good. It's so good."
What in the Augustus gloop is going on in here?
While everybody is focused on Davos, I'm gonna lean into Ireena and kind of like pull up her collar a little bit, like make sure her neck is hidden, and whisper in her ear, just don't tell them who you are.
She nods in understanding and kind of puts
And if
her finger to her nose.
If anything goes wrong, just scream out, "Kumquat."
Come what?
Kumquat.
You know, kumquat. Everybody knows kumquats.
Like the fruit? Yeah.
Yes, like the fruit.
I do not know this fruit, but I will say, come what? She's like kind of trying to say, come what? I do not know.
It'll be close enough that we'll get it.
We'll workshop a better safe word.
How about banana?
Banana.
Danica,
Or cucumber.
oh. Danica's gonna shuffle through her bag real quick, and she's gonna find her little drum, and she's gonna hand it over to Davos. Davos, everybody here seems to be musically talented. If you get bored, maybe have one of them teach you to play a little bit.
He takes the spoon out of his mouth that he was just shoving in there. It's still got like covered in gruel, and he bangs it on the drum a little bit.
See, you got some talent.
Well, this is fun. And as you're doing that, the lead Vistani gets up and he says, Now gather round, everybody. I am going to tell the tale of the mighty wizard who attempted to kill the devil. Everyone, come around, come around. And as he's saying that, he the younger Vistani, who had come to collect you all, he says, please come with us, come with me. Madam Ava is right this way.
Oh, thank God I didn't want to listen to the story.
You all make your way over to the tent, being led by this young Vistani. And as he approaches the tent, you can see that there is shadows moving throughout the tent, settling itself down at the far end, that you can just see silhouetted through the cloth of the tent. The young man grabs the edge of the door and lifts it open to reveal an interior that is red with the glow of flame. You can see a grizzled old woman, ancient looking for a human, huddled in a dozen or more shawls and blankets that obscure most of her body, but you can see clearly that haggard, old, wrinkled face of the woman. You can see she has pure silver white hair, bright blue eyes that, even slightly hazy from age, has a very clear, piercing gate to it. As she looks to the door as it opens, and she says, welcome. You all step through into the tent to see that there is a table set up in the middle of it, separating you all from her. She's seated on a bunch of pillows, and she's has her hand out, motioning towards you all. She says, yes, at last you have arrived. Come in. Welcome, Corwan, Danica, Delphine, Urzak, and Vide. Welcome to my tent. Please sit down, and close the door behind you. The morning chill does not agree with my old bones.
Well, thank you for having us.
The tent you all step into is extremely warm and humid as well. Now, the outside air, as I mentioned before, has been chill with the fall air, but this tent is almost like a sauna. The woman says, I have been expecting you all. You flee from the village, spiriting away a girl whose name was spoken from the storm. You seek safety, yes? A way to protect her. A way to stand against that which hunts for her.
That is
this
correct.
Not the case?
Yes.
Oh, well, I have watched you all from this very tent. And as she says this, she nods over to the crystal ball on a pillow behind her. I've watched as you've laid 2 children to rest, listened to a poor woman's plea for help, and save a child from a horrible fate. You all have noble bearing, and a quest before you all. And you have come now seeking Madam Ava, seeking knowledge and truth from beyond. you all shuffle your way in and sit down before her. And as you do, you see her lighting some incense, which she then blows, spreading this mist of fog throughout the tent. You all can't help but cough a little bit as that pungent smell of burning sage fills your lungs. But as it clears, you then see that in this old woman's hands, she brings out from the depth of her shawls a set of cards. They're slightly larger than her hands. Black on the side with filament of silver are painted along the edge in intricate designs. She begins shuffling them in her hand expertly, moving fingers with a dexterity that none of you would suspect from a woman of this age. As she does so, she says to you, "The cards see all. The cards reveal your future. This is why you have come seeking Madame Ava, to seek your future in the cards." On the table before her, she begins to set the cards down. And she looks to each of you. She says, "Place your hand upon the cards. Feel them. Feel their energy." She kind of waits, watching for each of you to reply.
Delphine will do it.
Yeah, Danica will too.
I mean, it's just divination magic.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I'll follow
What's
her
the worst that
completely.
can happen?
Well, anything, truly.
When it comes to
I mean-
magic, yeah.
Joe, you are muted.
I was like, really? Did you just say that? What's the worst that could happen in this lane?
I mean,
You could shit yourself again, so.
I did it once. Why not again?
Do you have another pair of pants?
Twice in a day, huh?
There's streams, rivers. I can wash them.
Good thing she burned that sage as you were all coming in.
I mean, Strahd already said I smell like death, so what's the worst that could happen after that?
Now, once you all touch the cards, she picks up the deck once again, shuffles them once more, and then begins to lay cards out, one by one, on the table, until there are 5 of them. She places them in a bit of a diamond pattern as she's doing so. The first one on the left, which I'm actually going to show the people watching. Just
Ooh.
it's hard to see on that Anyway, she sets them out. The first one at the position to the east. The second,
Just show us all.
I did. Should be able to see it.
Oh, I just see the backs of like.
The card,
Fine.
yeah. I'm telling you how
I
she
see the
how she
backs.
places them. Yeah, you can only see the backs right.
Oh.
But
Oh.
anyway, she places them down. The first one at the position to the west, the second to the north, the third to the east, the fourth to the south, and the fifth one in the center. As she's finishes placing these cards, she goes to replace the deck to the side. But as she's moving them, a gust of wind comes blowing through the tent, hitting you all, sending that smoke clear from you. but also pushing one of the cards off of the deck, which suddenly floats downward and lands on the spot of the first, leaving 6 cards on the table in front of you. The old woman looks down at this 6th card and stares at it, shocked. Very carefully, her hands trembling, she puts the deck of cards down on the table and pulls her hands back away from it. What were you asking, Delphine?
You don't look so sure. What does this mean?
She reaches out and touches that last card. And as she does, you watch as her eyes glaze over pure white. In a strange voice, very different from the one you had heard previously, she says, "This card tells of history. A history of love, sorrow, vengeance, and regret. Knowledge of the past will guide you to the motivations of the present." She gingerly picks up the card and flips it over.
Hey, Cog, isn't that kind of your story?
There's not vengeance in mine.
Okay, mine is the vengeance part. Well, maybe there is vengeance somewhere.
No.
There it goes. Wouldn't flip for it. Anyway, as she flips it over, she looks at it. She says, "I see." Or first, she flips it over, you look at it, and the card itself appears to be a woman casting a spell. She says, "The 9 of Stars is the conjurer. I see a dead village, destroyed by wrath and drowned by a river. It is ruled by one who has brought both great evil and great joy into the world." She then touches the second card, the one that is below the one that had fallen. Those eyes once again turn milky white, and she says, "This card also tells of history. Knowledge so ancient it lies hidden and forgotten. It will help you better understand your enemy." She flips this one over, and you see a wizard on the card. A wizard that seems to have mist flowing from him. She says, "Look for a tower on a lake. Let the owner's name and servant guide you to that which you seek." Her hand then reaches to the second, or technically now third card, but the one in the second position to the north. As she touches it, she says to you, "This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope." She flips over the card, and this time you see a man holding one of those, a censer with smoke billowing up out from it. She says, "What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors. She moves her hand to the position of the third card, to the east. She tells you, this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of the purest light. This one she flips over to reveal a woman holding a sword, clad in a breastplate. She says to you, the treasure lies in a dragon's house, in hands once clean and now corrupted. Her hand moves to the fourth card, the one at the southern position. She says to you, this card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. When she flips over the card, when she flips over the card, you see an image of a figure, a face, in a frame that appears to be broken, shattered. She says to you, your greatest ally will be the last of a noble bloodline. His body was broken, and so he sleeps and recovers beneath a tower in the snow. The last card she touches is the one in the dead center. She says, your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. She flips over the card to reveal a skeletal figure of a man wearing a horned helmet, seated upon a throne. Her eyes glance at each of you, even as they're still milky white without pupil. They seem to regard you as she says, he lurks in the depth of darkness, in the one place to which he must return. Find him in the place of ancient rest. Once this final proclamation is made, you see the old woman sigh backwards, raising her head up, and her eyes return to that piercing blue they were a few moments ago. She breathes heavily. Seems to be as though she had exerted a great amount of energy. She looks to you all and she says, You are not what I expected. Carry these words in your hearts. Help you they will in your travels. The enemy you seek before you, you see before you, and she taps that final card. She holds it up. The Dark Lord. The devil himself. You seek to end the suffering of the people. But know this. Without the help given to you by these cards, you will be unable to succeed. Our enemy is far more ancient and far more deadly than you can possibly comprehend. But then she looks at that extra card on the table. She says, But it's possible. It's possible. Just might succeed. And she shudders once again and pulls all of the blankets tight around her body. What do you all do?
Well, you've given us a lot to consider. This is an interesting first conversation to be having, to be sure. Do I get the sense, like, that what she's doing is, like, legitimate? This is not, like, just some kind of... I mean, it's relevant to us, so it does seem like it, you know, is legit, but there's a little bit of just skepticism in Urzak right now.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
I'll just use my nat 20 since I get the feeling that we're closing in on the end and I haven't used it yet.
Yep, good call. So what's that total?
22.
With your 22, you're watching this old woman. You've seen divination magic once or twice in the past, and this definitely has that sort of feeling. But you can also tell that, like, the exertion she seems to be acting out is real. It's legit. The shock on her face when that last card fell was genuine. The ceremony that she just put on before you seemed pretty damn real. You get the sense that she's being completely forthright with you as far as the reading of these cards go.
Okay. And the card that fell, that was the Conjurer card, right?
That was the Conjurer card, yes. And I will actually give you the text of what she said.
Okay.
Yep, good. Thank you.
So you appreciate it.
Okay.
You mentioned these people might help us, or we might find some things that'll help us. Do you know where we need to go to look?
She says, the cards reveal what the cards reveal. It is up to you to discern their meaning, as it is your future that it involves. I can only show you the path, young Corwan. I cannot help
you hear that? She called you young.
I know.
Help you along.
Fun. Does that happen often? That extra card that fell? It seems like that kind of shook you a little there. Is that normal?
In all of my years of giving fortunes, I have never, ever pulled a sixth card. Gives me pause to think, young half. It is a change I've never seen before.
So you've given a similar fortune to other people?
Many have come to me asking to read the cards and tell them their future.
Did Van Richten ever ask you to read him his cards?
That name causes her to raise an eyebrow. Oh, that Van. He was a charming one, to be sure. And he did indeed come to me, asking to hear his fortune. It was not one that he enjoyed listening to.
He also only got 5 cards?
She nods her head.
I am not one that dabbles in divination magic, but the magic does seem to be true, and I do believe in the magics, as I use them often. This is probably something we are gonna have to follow up on. Whatever it means.
The old woman begins picking up the cards and putting them back into the deck once again. And as she does, she gives you all one last hard look, kind of weighing and measuring you all. I wish you well on this quest you all have undertaken. Do not know what the cards have in store for you beyond what I see here. But you give me hope.
We do need a little bit of extra help on our journey. I counted 4 wagons outside, but you have 6 horses. Is there any way we could make a trade for a horse or 2?
The woman shakes her head. Horses are the Vistani's lifeblood. Without our team, we cannot travel these lands. As much as I would like to see you all succeed, I cannot go against the rules the Count has placed on this land. In this instance, I'm afraid the people cannot help you.
Urzak pulls out the map and says, of the places you've suggested, or of the predictions the cards have given us, what direction do you feel is the best for us to be heading in?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, you say? 10.
She tells you you have 2 with you right now, whose safety is paramount to you all. But they are not your goal. The one who rules this land is. Finding them safety is only the first step in a much larger journey. But that journey can only be taken once that first step is achieved.
I understand. Thank you for your time.
She nods to you all. And she she says, "Wish you well, all of you, in your quest. We Vistani will not be here much longer. Travel to other lands. Hopefully when we return, this land may be changed. Follow the cards. Follow your destiny. And if the gods are willing, perhaps we will see each other again."
Thank you again.
She claps her hands very loudly, and as she does, the door to the tent is pushed open, and you see that young man standing there, holding it open for you. He clearly hasn't even left since taking you all here. You all step out into the much cooler air, and as you do, you hear the old woman yelling to you one last time. Follow your destiny. Follow the path the cards have shown you. And that is where we're going to end things for this evening. Well done, everybody. You survived yet another episode of Curse of Strahd.
Where we didn't fight and laughed our asses off.
Yep.
I'm sure that's a pattern that will continue for another episode. Or two.
Perhaps
Or
at least
not.
part of it. Well, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks when we find out what steps the Conclave expedition takes to get Ireena and Davos to safety and begin hunting for those clues that Madame Ava has given them. Should be a lot of fun. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go around the table and have everyone tell us who they are and where we can find you on the internet. And let's start this week with Dyto, since you were here last week.
Hello, I'm Dyto. You can find me on Twitter at Dyto11. I am here every other Wednesday playing Curse of Strahd, but I'm mostly over on Lost Caravan, where I will be this weekend playing Call of Cthulhu both on Saturday and Sunday. My streaming schedule is pretty light because I do a lot of the behind-the-scenes things, which is super fun.
Always fun. Natalie, go next.
Hi, my name's Natalie, and you can find me here on Random Rhapsody playing Curse of Strahd. Or if you want to find me on Twitter, it's at Batty Baby.
Joe, you're next.
Well, I am Joe, and I am the awesome, charismatic Corwan Oliver Goodwood here on Curse of Strahd. But I am also the adorable Tabaxi Rogue, Blood from a Stone on Mondays at 7 o'clock on Random Rhapsody. And you can find me at on Twitter, Blood from a Stone. I don't really tweet much, and usually it's D&D stuff, or I'm going after some conservative crazy bastard. Other than that, that is me.
Right on. Brandie, you're next.
So I'm Brandie. Well, you used to be able to find me every Monday here playing everybody's favorite Turtle Monk, but we finished that off, so that's no longer a thing. I'm here every other Wednesday playing, Vide, shipping my pants here on on Random Rhapsody.
He shit his pants for this.
I did. I shipped my pants for this, so otherwise you can find me on Twitter, and well, I don't really do much on Twitter, but I'm on Insta and TikTok as Random Rap, or no, I'm sorry, as River Dragon 82. Sorry. Most of what I post on Insta and TikTok are of my pup, but you can follow me if you want. But yeah, see you not next Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays from now.
Yep. Okay, Marty, you're last.
So I'm Marty. I've been Urzak this evening on Sonnet of Blood. You can find me many places. My actual play show, Wayfaring Strangers, is gearing up to release a new miniseries, hopefully this month or next month. Be on the lookout for the 3-part Uncanny Valley. It's me and my band with a guest DM. Very good time. Very creepy vibes. You can also find me on Bardock Cafe as Baragon Doubletail, the formerly retired Leonin fighter. And there's even more coming. There's so much going on. I got so much going on. We'll talk later.
I know all about so much going on. Well, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me here every Monday and Wednesday running various campaigns. Also, this week on Sunday, August the 20th, I'm going to be over on Lost Caravan RPG playing Call of Cthulhu. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm playing a very happy-go-lucky Dr. Himbo character. It's going to be fun. But yeah, other than that, you can also find me over on the Transverse every other Saturday, playing in their campaigns. So come check me out and come check out all of my friends and cast members here and all their stuff. But on behalf of everyone here in the cast and crew of Sonnet of Blood and everyone in the Random Rhapsody family, I'd just like to say thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may you live until you die. Good night, everybody.